world is in crisis right now, searching for answers to help us mitigate the present COVID-19 pandemic. Scientists and researchers have been forecasting this correlation between increasing global mean temperatures and the spread of infectious diseases for the past 3 decades. While there is presently no evidence directly linking COVID-19 to global warming, research does suggest that we may see more epidemics and pandemics globally as temperatures continue to rise. Now, most of this research is centered around diseases that we presently know about. But a recent report from a Johns Hopkins University professor, Artuo Cadadevall, actually suggests that climate change may cause the emergence of new infectious diseases. The logic behind his report is as follows. One of our significant biological defenses against many pathogens is the concept of endothermy. That's our body's ability to maintain a high temperature. In other words, when some of these fungi and disease-causing pathogens enter our bodies, our temperatures are way too high for them to survive. And so because they're too high for them to survive, they're unable to inflict any significant harm to us. Now, this is curtailed by the fact that many fungi actually have the ability to adapt to higher temperatures. Now, Dr. Cadadevall reports that global warming may actually be the force that gives a lot of these fungi the ability to adapt to the point where they can survive and maintain in the temperature of the human body. Now, what are the consequences of this? According to his research, fungi that currently affect plants and animals may in the near future actually affect humans because they can handle and sustain higher temperatures. So that means ultimately that the resilience of a lot of viruses that don't affect us now will be strengthened. So that means we'll be able to get more diseases. So aside from the gloom and doom, this report also outlines 3 critical adaptation measures that governments across the globe need to take into account as they fund research projects. So he mentions the need for an increase for research in non-human diseases. If we are going to be more susceptible to diseases that we currently cannot contract due to endothermy, then we need to begin to prepare by doing more research on diseases that plants and animals are currently contracting. Also, he mentions that we need to promote the development of antimicrobial therapeutics. If we can better understand what these microbes are doing currently in other spaces, if they cross over into the human realm, we're going to have a far deeper understanding and a bit of a head start on what may impact us in the future. And thirdly, he talks about the need to develop threat matrices for potential diseases that can affect us in the future. He mentions that we currently use threat matrices to prepare for biological warfare type threats, but we need to now increase our research efforts in making these matrices to help us develop and understand what the top threats we have to human health due to increasing global mean temperatures. If governments are unwilling to take these adaptation measures seriously, we're going to be behind on the research necessary to prevent infectious diseases, to create vaccines and medical treatments, and we're going to miss the critical time necessary to save lives. So governments, scientists, and researchers across the globe need to be prepared to handle things that they've never seen before as the Earth's temperature continues to increase.